Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, small law firm in central Minnesota. Sorry, I am tardy. Sorry, I am all retard. I am running behind today. I've got Anime Matsuri. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I have to get things ready to go. So that is part of why I was late. I was also looking for something. I got a bunch of stuff today in the mail from you guys. And I was looking for one of the gifts that I got, and I can't find it. So somebody from me getting it this morning has hidden it. They have hidden the thing. And I don't know where it went, but it's a book of Trump poetry. And I don't know. I was going to show it and share it with you, but someone has hidden it. So I will only be able to show a couple of the other things I got. It's just funny. Trump quotes put into poetry. When are you going to have EVS on the live stream next? Never. That backstabbing I don't know, next time he wants to come on. I love talking to EVS, human sunshine beam or whatever, human sunbeam. And yeah, so he's welcome on the show basically anytime. We just usually need something to talk about. So, yeah. So I got a weird comment right before going live, and I've had no time to actually research if this is true. But someone commented on my video on critical race theory. The one I just did, they said, congrats, One American News just played a bunch of clips from this video. Which, I don't know if that's actually true. Does anybody here actually watch One American News? Can that be confirmed? I don't know if that's a real thing. If it is, I mean, cool. That'd be fun. But yeah. That I don't know exactly why they would grab scenes from my video, but if it's true, it's very flattering. So I'll have to find out if that's actually true. The critical race theory stuff, man, it is becoming a hot topic. Hot topic. David Austin says, I'll send you a $100 super chat if you contact a Japanese person to learn how to properly pronounce Matsuri. No, listen, whatever you may think about Anime Matsuri, it's a Texas place, so it's actually Matsuri. That's that Anime Matsuri. That's what I'm going to. We're going to that damn old anime convention down there in Houston. There is no Japanese in Texas. So yeah, that's I guess that's never going to happen. So I would love the $100 super chat, of course, but I don't know a Japanese to contact. But I did get a couple things in the mail today. I got these Mr. Bill's cigars. They're vacuum sealed. I'm going to take them with me to Matsuri, and so I'm keeping them in the vacuum seal until there. But they're from Mr. Bill's Pipe and Tobacco Company. So there's Black Market Toro and Havana Hornet. So that sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. I also got this A Date with John Waters CD. I don't know what that is. Like the double rainbow guy, I'm like, what does it mean? I don't know what this means. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it was in my mailbox, but it was. And then this is one of the coolest things I've gotten in a while here. This is it's gonna be. If I do this, I don't want to turn on autofocus, so give me a second. Here you go. This is a Rekieta Law Space Marine. So he's got the logo there. Very cool. He's got the scales of justice on the knees. Awesome. Awesome. Painted in the green and white of Rekieta Law. Very, very cool. Thank you so much for sending that. That's an awesome awesome gift. Very much appreciate all of them. I also got something that someone sent a long time ago. But they sent it from Japan, and because of Lecouf, it took forever to get here. But it's a big box of Japanese foods, mostly like snacks and candies and stuff like that. But in it are two instant ramens. And one of them is a 2,000 calorie thing of ramen. And then there's also a 4,000 calorie thing of ramen. So I think I'm going to have to eat that at some point. It says on the 4,000 calorie thing of ramen, absolutely do not eat alone, which I think means I have to try, right? Like I have to give it a shot and see if I can hate myself enough to eat it. But I can't do it tonight because I have to go on a plane tomorrow and I can't be literally in the ground in a coffin if I'm going to fly on an airplane. So I think I have to try it at some point. So that'll be something I do when I get back from Matsuri. We'll have to do that. I don't know if you can. Can you even eat on YouTube anymore? Is that a thing you can do? I think, like, I know all the really disgusting mukbang channels got taken down, so I might have to do it on Twitch. And if I just put on a bikini and do it in a hot tub, then I'm just fine. So I don't know. That's a lot. I'm just thinking about that, man. That is a lot of ramen. That is disgusting. How much do the airlines charge you to carry those bags under your eyes on the plane? Not enough. Not enough. Will I stream while at Matsuri? Maybe, but it's not something I'm super focused on. You know, like here's how it always goes. Here's how it always goes for me at conventions. I always go, yeah, I'm gonna stream from the show. I'm gonna find some time and stream. It's gonna be great. And then I'm hanging out with people, interacting with people, enjoying the show and stuff like that. And I never get around to streaming. So I'm not going to specifically say that I will be streaming while at Matsuri, but I would like to do something while I'm down there. But I don't know what. But I may be uploading some short clips to locals and stuff like that. By the way, I did something I haven't done in a long time today. I made 2 videos over on my Ricada Media channel. So that should be fun, I guess, maybe. You can check them out. One of them is really short. It's like 1.5 minutes. Just kind of a meme video. About the Washington D.C. mayor tweeted out a very funny picture today and then deleted it. But turns out they are anime pilled, so that's good. And then the other one I did is a review of the Tomorrow War, which we watched yesterday. And I've never recorded a movie review at all, so feel free to go and tell me it was terrible, the movie review, because I don't know how to really do them. But I decided to try my hand at doing a movie review, since that's one of the reasons I made that channel, was to review like movies and books and TV shows and stuff like that, and I just haven't really gotten around to it. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that those were there. I have not uploaded to the Ricada Media channel in a very long time, so I wanted to let people know that that I do still have intentions for that channel, and all of them are impure. Okay. NGE Fan 76 says, can't catch this live since I got to be up at 4 a.m. to catch my flight, but I'll be listening in the air as I fly down to Matsuri. Very cool, NGE Fan. Can't wait to see you there. Rabbi Tiny Hat, not Rabbit. Rabbi Tiny Hat says, all right, Mr. Rackets, I'm going through Fort Worth on my way to Houston tomorrow. Where am I stopping to get fat on the way? Okay, if you're going through Fort Worth, that means you're probably also going through Waco. And I'm guessing on 35. Right off of 35 is Colin Street Bakery. It's Colin Street Bakery. And all you need to know is that at Colin Street Bakery, you can get sugar cookies and pecan sandies. And they are phenomenal. Phenomenally delicious. Just get... in my humble opinion, those are the 2 best store-bought cookies you can get that I've ever had. And if anybody brings me some pecan sandies or some sugar cookies from Collins Street, I'll be eternally grateful, because I will not have an opportunity to get to a Collins Street, and I love them. I literally love them. They're so good. They're so good. Their sugar cookies, I don't know how to explain them other than to do it this way. They taste like baked sugar cookie dough, which is not the same as a sugar cookie. This is not the same as a sugar cookie. That's a sugar cookie. Baked sugar cookie dough is I never said pecan for when I lived in Texas. It was always pecan. But baked sugar cookie dough tastes like sugar cookie dough. It has a soft texture of sugar cookie dough, but it's got a little bit of air in it. It is baked. It is cooked. And it is, I mean, they're magic. They're so good. They're not undercooked. No, that's a different thing too. That's a different thing too. An undercooked sugar cookie is like gooey. These aren't gooey. They're soft. Big difference. They're really good. Really good. Collins Street Bakery actually became famous for their fruit pies. Or no, fruitcakes. But who the hell cares about a fruitcake? I never want to eat a fruitcake in my entire life. But I want to eat their cookies all the time. right as Brian Daniels says, Collins Street Bakery, best Christmas fruitcake ever. They're amazing. Nailed it. Yeah, I'm not I don't want their fruitcakes. I don't care about that at all. That's what made them famous. But give me those cookies all day. All day. Umbrella Corps Security says, Mars Girl has a month-long $250 for a new couch. Will you donate some cash? Oh, her life is so embarrassing. That can't be real. That can't be a real thing. That is not real. Right? Mars Girl couch. That what? No, that it can't be right. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Her legal fee fake fundraiser is still open. Mama Bear says just order the dang cookies. No, they don't last that long. They don't last that long. It's on her Twitch. You better not be lying to me. She's live right now. Oh God. Ah! Let's see. Send food. I don't see it. I don't believe you. It's not true, is it? It doesn't matter. This is a waste of time, I think. Oh yeah, no. Oh, okay. It's on her Twitch. It's not a GoFundMe. It's her goal for donations on her Twitch channel, I guess. Got it. All right, that's slightly less embarrassing. I thought she was doing a GoFundMe for a couch. Yeah, I did forget to turn on subscribers only chat. There we go. Okay, we'll fix that. That way that would be fixed there. So yeah, why do these guys keep making fun of me for being 50? That's so mean. It's so mean to make fun of the elderly. Come on now. I don't get it. What did I ever do other than just age? If I'm still doing this at 50, I have done life correct, by the way. I hope so. But yeah, so I thought it was a GoFundMe for a couch. Like, look, if you're trying to earn money for your couch through your Twitch show, that's cool. That's cool. I thought she was literally e-begging. Now, she still has her legal fee GoFundMe up, despite the fact that she never ever did anything involving any lawyers ever. But that's fine. You're 50? No way. No, I'm 39. I'm 39 and a half. I'll be 40 in December. So I was joking. I was joking. People just keep saying that happy 50th, because I guess that's an insult, but my whole life I've looked young. So to finally look old is a pleasure. Is a pleasure. I'll take it. All right, we've got Painful Buggery. Says Minneapolis police accidentally killed the uncle of the guy who filmed George Floyd's death. No, they did not. No, they did not. Count Chocula says, what do you think of the human rights abuses of the Capitol rioters? Look, man, this is whatever your opinion of the Capitol riot, protest, insurrection, civil war, murder factory, whatever it is, whatever you think of that event, of any event, the due process rights of the accused are to be fully maintained. And if you can't maintain them, then go ahead and let them go. Go ahead and let them go at that point. That would be you know, if you're not going to maintain, this is what happened to Bill Cosby, right? They decided to just shirk his Fifth Amendment rights. They did put him in prison for 3 years, which was unfortunate for him that he had to spend time there. But ultimately now he's not guilty of the crimes he is accused of. And his conviction is washed away. I mean, it's gone. Like, Bill Cosby can go out and buy guns and Quaaludes and vote and all that stuff. Things that he was not able to do just a few days ago. He is not guilty. And that is because the due process rights of the accused were not honored. And ultimately, that comes back against the government sometimes when justice is served. Because those due process rights are critical. And so what they are doing to the Capitol rioters, Capitol protesters, whatever you want to call them, what they're doing to them is, if it's unjust, then just let them go and don't charge them. Because if it comes back, eventually you're going to have problems with it. Yeah, Stephen F. says they're being made examples of, and it's really as simple as that. It is. I mean, that's what's going on, of course, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Painful Buggery, I will look up the story you were talking about. Mithrin Emrys says, hey, and Nick, hate that I can't mate you at Matsuri, but bar prep comes first. Scored 80% on my simulated MBE today, so feeling good. Makes up for the 55% I scored on practice questions yesterday. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, dude, you're doing good. If you've got 80% on your simulated MBE, you know, keep working on that. That is the most critical part of the test. And if you nail that, you're going to nail the test. I have faith in you, man. TimeLink says, would it be okay if I sent a super chat with a link to a GoFundMe of a father doing a charity stream for his daughter's wheelchair van? I would say yes, except I have links disabled, so you can't actually send a super chat with that link. It won't work because you can't send a link. So I would hate to tell you yes and steal your money and have you not able to do it. But I don't have links turned on for anybody but mods. So if you want to get a mod to share the link, you are welcome to do so. But I don't have an easy way to just turn on links for the chat. No One Nowhere says, what is with the pop-up note that people can see I'm sub to you? Shame tactic? Yes, what is that? I think it just means, I have turned on subscriber-only chat for this live stream, which means you just have to be a subscriber for 1 minute to chat in the live chat. You can watch it. If you're not going to chat, you don't have to subscribe or whatever. But it's mainly because YouTube has this cool habit of unsubscribing people. And if you just watch the live stream every night and you just go to it, you might not know that you've been unsubscribed. So I have that in there to see. I'm testing it out. It's a feature that I just learned about that helps. And it also kind of helps with the bot spammers. It is not paid only. There is a members only chat. I don't do that. And I wouldn't do that. if I'm gonna have a members exclusive anything, it'll be live, like an exclusive live stream, like when I do the cooking shows. So you never unsubscribe me. I just unsubscribe when you suck. Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, Elden Baneling, it just makes it a little more annoying for the spammers. So there you go. Cooking shows what? Yeah. So if you are a locals subscriber, or if you are on the YouTube members, if you're a YouTube member or a local subscriber, I occasionally do cooking live streams. They're supposed to be once a month, but I've been bad at doing them recently, so I'm a bit overdue, and I will try and do one when I get back from Matsuri. But yeah, I occasionally do cooking streams that are exclusive live streams that are there, and they're only for members and local subscribers. Grandfather Nurgle, yes, I did get the Gazgul Thraka Prophet of the Wa book. I did. Frederick Little says, will Drex and Tybeard be at Matsuri as well? Tybeard, I don't think will be there. Drex, I'm not sure. He said he was going to go, but then something was going on, and I don't know if it's affected his plans at all. So I don't know. All right. Are you guys ready to start the topics? I've got some various topics to discuss here. And the first one I have is a fortunate death, which sounds really cruel and horrible. And that's a good thing. We have a very fortunate death, and we need to talk about it. So let me get the story pulled up here. And then I'm not 100% sure how long the stream's going to go tonight. Because, you know, Matsuri. Everything is Matsuri right now. My brain is freaking just Matsuri. Okay, 1 second. What did I do with all this? Here we go. How big of a disappointment do you think Warhammer Plus is? It's not out yet, so I don't know. Here we go. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, this one has a handy capable tag. Colorado Springs assistant principal found dead after arrest for sexual assault charges. Whoops. This poor unfortunate soul. Listen to this guy. Stone County, Arkansas. Randall Mueller, the former assistant principal at Goal Academy at the Citadel Mall, was found dead over the weekend in Arkansas following his arrest for dozens of sexual assault charges. According to jail records, Mueller was booked into the Boone County Jail on July 1st, facing 50 counts of first-degree sexual assault. Mueller posted bond just 3 hours later, but the Stone County Sheriff's Office found him dead Saturday morning. Court documents show that Mueller was a grade school teacher at an Arkansas public school when he allegedly engaged in sexual activity with a student from June of 2017 through May of 2018. The document said that Mueller used his position of trust or authority over the victim to engage in sexual intercourse. Prosecuting attorney confirmed to KRDO that all 50 charges involved only one victim, though the case will technically now be dismissed since Mueller died. So there you go. 50 charges against just one victim. So at least he was monogamous. Mueller and his wife filed for divorce just 4 months after his sexual relationship with the student allegedly began in Arkansas. A cause of Mueller's death was not immediately available Monday. He was listed as the assistant principal. The current website shows that the name of the new principal is coming soon. Oh, yeah. So there's this guy. I don't think we have any updates on this one. I wonder if there's any Randall Mueller. Let's see if there's any other news about this guy. Let's see. Stone County, Arkansas investigators say they are not looking for suspects in Mueller's death, and they do not expect foul play. There you go. They do not suspect his death was a homicide. So it looks like it was a suicide. Most likely. You know what's actually good about this? Well, I mean, a lot of it is good. But I'm trying to get any details on what it doesn't really say how, old this person's victim was. That's the... Like, was this a 17-year-old? Or was this, a much younger kid? I have no idea. Does anybody know what the school is? Let's see. What school did it said? Goal Academy at the Citadel Mall. Let's see. Maybe there's something about that place. Goal Academy at Citadel Mall. That's Goal High School. So it's maybe better. Let's see. They would be under 13. Oh, no. Grade school in the U.S. goes through 12th grade. Goal Academy looks like it's a high school. So I guess that's maybe better than, like a really young kid at least. So the good thing about this, though, other than the fact that this person saved everybody the trouble, is he literally saved the victim the trouble. He literally saved the victim the trouble of the public spectacle of his, charges, right? Like, the victim can just maybe move on with their life rather than have to maybe go testify or any of that stuff. And that'll be whatever. Grade school is K through 6. Okay, I hear you and I see you. But oh, wait, no, yeah. So the Goal Academy was a new thing. Oh, well, fuck this guy. Double fuck this guy. Actually, don't, because you're probably a kid. Don't do that. Just let this guy kill himself. He was a grade school teacher in Arkansas public school when this happened. Okay, so he's since gotten a new job. I gotcha. All right, yeah. Get rid of him. His all of the bullets he can find, he can put right in his place. I just we gotta figure something out with these schools, man. Like, we have got to figure out something with these schools. Like, yeah. Get your kids out of them. That's what I got for you. Again, I'm going to say that until I'm dead. Get your kids out of these damn schools. Get them out. Mr. Bentham says, don't know if you've seen this, but Chicago will be providing 5th graders and up with condoms next month in school bathrooms. I just heard about it today. That's good. That's good. We really need to tackle the I can't. Fifth graders, man. Fifth graders. Well, I guess if they're around Randall Mueller, maybe it's important. Maybe it's important. Hunter Britton is in the same state, but he was shot by police while he was trying to fix his car. That's the short of it. Same state as what? Okay, there was let me look up that. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Here's the Chauvin or the the Floyd story. Sort of. It's not really Floyd. So Leneal Frazier killed and crashed with Minneapolis police squad that was chasing a suspect. Victim was the uncle of Darnella Frazier who filmed the death of George Floyd. This is yeah, there we go. That's the 17-year-old girl at the time who filmed it. Minnesota State Patrol is now investigating a crash involving a Minneapolis police squad car where an innocent man was killed. Happened around 12:30 a.m. Tuesday at the intersection of 41st Avenue and Lyndale. Police say the officer was chasing a car after a carjacking and robbery suspect at the time. Person police were chasing got away, and a man driving a different car was killed. Family members tell WCCO the victim is Leneal Frazier, a father of 5, who was the uncle of Darnella Frazier. Man, that's just tragic. That's tragic shit right there. This guy, like, I mean, you know, the cop who did it is just like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Like, like of all people I could run into, you've got to be kidding me. Devastating crash was a result of a police pursuit that began 8 blocks away when police spotted a carjacking and robbery suspect. An officer observed the suspect vehicle in that area, attempted to pull it over, and the vehicle, instead of pulling over, fled. So there you go. Second driver was struck and also slightly injured. Damn. Yeah, this is this is always the question in chases. Like how much do you chase? How much do you chase down a suspect? How much danger are you putting the public in? I mean, carjacking and robbery, that's not like a little crime. That's not a little crime. You know, this one is this is just a tragedy all around. Like, you know, I'm sure there will be protests, but you know, you can't do too much on that. Sometimes it's just going to happen. Speaking of things that are just going to happen. We've got Oh, did you hear about the fireworks in Chicago? Chicago, you know, like I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a very concerted push to have big fireworks displays on Independence Day, right? Like Joe Biden's in office and they really want to restore the sense of normalcy that's out there. And so they had like a huge New York fireworks display, Nashville, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. You know, they had fireworks all over. They're all over the TV. Big events, big names, no COVID lockdowns or anything. And this is in all of the metro areas, right? And Chicago had a fireworks show here as well. Chicago police says 100 shot, 18 homicides over the holiday weekend. So there you go. That's how they celebrated it in Chicago, apparently. You know, oddly enough, let me pull up this article here. This might actually blow your mind. I really don't want you talking. More than 230 people fatally shot in shootings over the 4th of July weekend is the headline from CNN. That's a lot of people, right? That's a lot of people. This is across the nation, metro areas, 230 people, quite a bit. However, I want to point out something. Last year, there were 314. They were locked down. We had COVID out. COVID's out, ruining everybody's day, and 314 people still get murdered last year. How do we get a decrease this year? We had like, what, 86 less? How do we even do that? Yeah, it's 26% drop from last year's holiday weekend. People can't afford bullets. Oh no. Oh man. That's a shame. That's a shame. But yeah, Chicago was one of the places where they did manage to go up in killings. They did, you know, Chicago, they've been really working hard at this. They've been training a lot in the off season. They were ready for the game, big game day on July 4th weekend. They were ready for it. They've been working on it, and they were able to eke out a victory. Let's go down to Chicago here. Yeah, they're the same amount. Oh, wait, no, the same amount of murders last year, but the number of shooting incidents and victims increased. So yeah, they had more shooting incidents and victims, but the same amount of deaths. So turns out they practiced a lot for the big game, but it was a draw. It was a draw. They weren't able to overcome. They took a lot more shots on goal, but they were just not able to put it in the net. So they're working on it. They're getting, I guess the more efficient killers they're all getting killed. So the people with good marksmanship are allegedly dying. I don't know. Chicago is just a rolling tragedy, though. Like in all honesty, their murder numbers are horrifying. Horrifying. Well, they're dropping like 80 people a month. Let's see. Unlike other cities experience a spike in violent crime, homicide rate in Chicago through June is 2% lower than the same period in June in 2020. But the number of victims is still 14% higher. So they've got that homicide rate down 2% in 2020. But you got to realize that because we're talking about percentages here, a 2% drop in Chicago is actually like 150 people who aren't dead. That's amazing. That's amazing. Other cities, you can't even get down to a 2% drop in murders because they don't have enough murders to do that. it's But, you know, a reason for the drop was a less violent June, where Chicago saw a 20% drop in homicides compared to last year. 98 instead of 78. 98. They had almost 80 people killed in June this year, a 13% drop in shootings, and an 8% decrease in shooting victims. 78 people. Now, of course, you know, the media wants to genericide. They want to genericide the actual murder statistics and what's going on in cities like Chicago. They want to gloss over some important details. People are like, you know, if you mention you're going to Chicago, people are like, oh wait, you sure you should actually go there? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Like, what are you sure? Yes, I'm not in a gang neighborhood. I am not in a gang. I am not dealing drugs. I am not doing these things. Now, of course, there are the errant murders that happen of non-involved parties, but a lot of them, I don't know if it was this article. I was reading about it. In one of them. Let me find that real quick, because this just kind of, it explains what's going on here. I think it's this one. Oh, we're gonna have to read that one. But it's basically, there's like, it's these block parties. It's block parties that people are attending at the same gas stations. There's one article I was reading. They were interviewing a lady where just where all these murders keep taking place, and she's like, it's like there's like a party going on, and then suddenly everybody's crying after gunshots, and there's a bunch of coded language in there. These block parties, these parties in gas station parking lots and stuff like that. It's a particular socioeconomic demographic that is participating in these parties and is disproportionately the victims of gun violence in Chicago. Right? Look, if you are in the middle to upper middle class in Chicago, you're fairly safe. You're fairly safe. There are particular neighborhoods where particular activities occur. And there are realities about what's going on there. But we'll leave it at socioeconomic impact. Factors being a major contributor to how safe you are in the city of Chicago. And until they can figure out how to properly address and police these cultures of violence that are brewing in these cities, in these major metro areas, they're not gonna get a lockdown on the rates, on the murder rates. It's just not gonna happen. But who's interested in talking about it, right? When we can talk about the number of people killed by police every year, makes a better headline. It's really, it's just a shame. It's just a fucking tragedy that goes on every single day in some of these cities. I remember growing up in Houston in the 80s and watching the news. And it's a weird thing that, like, every night when the news would come on, they would have, a story of multiple murders, right? Multiple murders. And then when we moved to Minnesota in 1991, Minneapolis had just had a record murder season. They had 63 murders in 1991, I think it was. And Houston had that in January, right? So a little over 2 a day at the time. Houston has gotten better, I believe. Might have gotten worse again now, but for a while it was better at least. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see the difference that you have in reality of those things. Murders in small communities are shocking incidents. Murders in big cities are literally daily occurrences, but it's not the same thing. It's weirdly different because of the circumstances which bring it about. The reason why a murder in a small community is shocking is because they tend to be a little more personal. They're not as random. But in a big city, these murders are drug deals gone wrong, drive-by shootings with innocent people getting tagged, or maybe not so innocent people. It depends. But I was just reading stories about this today, and I was like, I don't know. Oh, but here we go. Chicago's top cop says, courts are making us all less safe after a bloody 4th of July weekend. This ought to be good. This guy is, he's fighting to keep his job right now. They want to get rid of this guy. So Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown on Tuesday again pointed the finger at the criminal court system and the flow of illegal guns rather than his own department's strategy after the city experienced its deadliest 4th of July weekend in years. That's not true. It was the same last year. When was this written? This year. It was the same as last year. At least 100 people were shot, including 18 who died between Friday evening and Monday night, in what was so far the bloodiest weekend of 2021, according to Chicago Police Department data. During a press conference Tuesday morning, Brown repeatedly put blame on what he called an out-of-control Cook County criminal court system for making us all less safe by releasing violent offenders on electronic monitoring, claiming this is a major driver behind the weekend violence. Too many violent offenders and too little consequences in our courts, he said. There are too many illegal guns in our city and too little consequences in the courts. That criticism has become a repeated refrain from Brown and Lori Lightfoot following outbreaks of violence in Chicago over the past year. If only the superintendent of police and the mayor of Chicago could do anything about the crime rate in Chicago. Weird. If only those people had any influence. Oh, they can't do it. Who can? That criticism has become, both the mayor and the superintendent have touted a whole government approach to addressing violent crime this summer. Strategy Brown said last week he was ready to ride until the wheels fall off after a drop in homicides and shooting over the Memorial Day weekend. He had one good day. Read between the lines. The man had one good day. He's like, woo, we made it through this holiday without as many deaths. Now let's take this strategy all the way to the top, baby. That's what we're going to do. We agree with all these holistic whole of government approaches, he said, but each Monday, if I'm the only person answering questions about violence in Chicago, we likely won't be in that place of discussing what other things can others do. Others are never at this podium with us talking about what they're doing. Let's see. Brown said he wasn't finger pointing at Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox or Chief Judge Timothy Evans, but rather continuing a worthwhile debate about the release of suspects accused of violent crimes ahead of trial. Does he have any data on this? Do we have data on this? When asked Tuesday about what the CPD specifically can do. Oh, excuse me. better to prevent violent crime. Brown said his officers are doing more of everything in an unprecedented historical way, citing the record pace of illegal guns police have taken off the streets this year. Brown was reportedly grilled last week by Chicago aldermen who criticized him for pushing false narratives around how often defendants out on bail commit new crimes. Yeah, that's the question. He's basically saying that defenders that are out on bail with electronic monitoring are the ones murdering people again. But I don't know if that's true. Looking at individual tragic cases in isolation may contribute to the speculation that releasing individuals before trial rather than incarcerating them, whether by placing them on electronic monitoring or other forms of supervision, means an increase in crime, Evans said in response to Brown's comments Tuesday. But speculation based on isolated cases is not the same as reality based on a complete picture, and research has shown that bail reform has not led to an increase in crime. I mean, okay. Why aren't we putting violent offenders in jail while they await trial? Like, if they're violent offenders, can they go to jail? Like, can they not get electronic monitoring? Like, can we do that? If you're a non-violent offender, electronic monitoring's great, sure, whatever. Or I would argue not electronic monitoring, for non-violent offenders. But if you're a violent offender, can we just maybe put them in jail? The weekend violence included a mass shooting in the 6100 block of South Wabash where 6 people were shot and 2 killed on Monday afternoon. Chicago Police Department commander and sergeant who were shot and wounded while breaking up a large crowd in the Austin neighborhood early Monday, and a 19-year-old man who was shot 5 times and killed while riding as a passenger in a vehicle, 2600 block of West Van Buren on Saturday. I want you to know that we are doing absolutely everything that we can to stem the violence, says Mayor Lori Lightfoot, but she added, we must do better, all of us, for you. Brown canceled days off for officers over the holiday weekend and put them on 12-hour shifts in order to boost the policing presence around the city. How'd that work out for you? It didn't work. It doesn't work that way, you dummy. Now I've got conflicting data over the last one. This one says Chicago's total is up less than 1% rather than down 2%. Last July, Chicago reached recorded 105 homicides. First time the city reached triple digits in a single month in nearly 3 decades. This month already appears to be off to a deadlier start. I take back everything I said about Chicago. Stay out of it. It's a cesspool and a shithole, and you'll die if you go there automatically. Just don't go. Just don't go. Don't go there. What a terrible place. So wait a minute. Someone saying let's see, Rob Price says, Nick, did you hear they released the name of the cop who shot Ashli Babbit? Cop's name is Lieutenant Mike Bird, same cop who left his gun in the restroom in the Capitol building a couple years ago. Where are they reporting this? Let's see. I don't actually see a news story on this anywhere. So that I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. Let's see. So Arizona Central says it's obvious who killed him, but then it was just their clickbaity title to say that it was Rep Paul Gozer. So good job, Arizona Central. Arizona Central is a lefty rag. So Q made a video earlier as well about it. Yeah, I saw Q made a video about it, but I don't know what source he's using on that. Gateway Pundit had the story. Someone slipped up in a Zoom call. Ah, there you go. Gozer the Gozerian. Yes. Choose your destructor. Yeah, Q is apparently back up on YouTube again. Much love and much luck to him and Doug TenNapel as they fight against the ever-present cancellation machine, which is coming for both of them all the time, literally constantly. Yeah. So it sounds like the release of Mike Bird, let's see, maybe. Okay, here we go. OANN has it. We'll pull up their story on it here. They have still listed as the possible identity of Ashli Babbit killer. Identity of the suspected Capitol police officer who fatally shot Ashli Babbit on January 6th has been named by Babbitt's family attorney. During an interview on Fox last month, attorney Terrell Roberts said he believed the shooter was the same officer who left his loaded handgun in a public restroom on Capitol Hill back in 2019. Reports identified that as Officer Lieutenant Michael Bird. Reports have connected the dots with Officer Bird's track record of reckless handling of firearms, suggested he was likely the one responsible for killing Ashli Babbit. Bird was also mentioned as being at the scene of the shooting during separate testimony from the Capitol Sergeant at Arms, Timothy Blodgett. We were in close contact. The situation where Officer Bird was at the door when Miss Babbit was shot, he explained, it was our Sergeant at Arms employee who rendered the aid to her. When the officer has not officially been identified as the shooter, Capitol Police did release a statement in his defense saying the lieutenant did not know if protesters were armed and he believed his life was in danger. Subsequent investigations found January 6th protesters were unarmed. So there you go. That's the story on Ashli Babbit so far. There's another story on Ashli Babbit that I wanted to talk about for sure. This one's on Twitter. So you know this is degenerate. Let's see. Ashli Babbit was trending earlier. And it's because, let's see, can I find the fucking story? Lots of people talking about Ashli. Here we go. Here's the guy. One of the big tweets about it. I don't know. Have you seen this? You see this? See this thing? Yeah, you see this? You see this happening? Here we go. Sears and Kmart are selling Ashli Babbit American Patriot shirts. So this is up on Sears and Kmart's websites. And now they are gone. They are gone now. That is not allowed. That is not allowed to have the opinion that Ashli Babbit was an American patriot. You can't have that anymore. Can't have that opinion. I mean, she was a military person. Was in the Capitol building, which apparently makes her non-patriotic. I see a lot of people suggesting that various protesters are truly patriotic for exercising their right to protest. But it's not something that's afforded to the January 6th protesters. They were not allowed to exercise their protest. And you can make the arguments that, these are violent protesters or whatever, I guess. But so are a lot of other people who are considered full-on patriots, exercising their First Amendment rights, even if they do it with a Molotov cocktail. Ashli Babbit didn't have a Molotov in her hand. She didn't have a knife. She didn't have a gun. She went through a window. Should she have gone through the window? No. Clearly, she should not have done that, because if she didn't do that, she might not have gotten shot by a Capitol police officer. But that being said, the fact that this is like a big deal, that people are not allowed to have this opinion, is the thing. Yes, and Sears and Kmart were not selling the shirt. It was third-party sales of the shirt, right? Some vendor put it up, and then it's been taken down since. But, yeah. So then these people, these blue checks have to get their pound of flesh in. Very important for them to be noticed. Sears says, thank you for bringing this product to our attention. This item is no longer available for purchase on Sears.com. The buyer needs to be fired and the shirts need to be destroyed. Get back to all of us when you've done that. I see your technicality. The item might not be available on the websites, but we want the shirts completely destroyed. Apparently, this person does not understand how online ordering works. Like, Kmart is likely not actually, Kmart Sears is not inventorying this shirt. Like, it's a private vendor which has an arrangement with Kmart and Sears to list products through their website, and then when they fulfill a purchase, Kmart Sears gets a portion of it. It does not mean that Kmart and Sears are sitting on a big pile of Ashli Babbit shirts and like, whoa, we just didn't notice. You know, I'm routinely baffled. I am routinely baffled, and I shouldn't be. I should no longer be baffled by this stuff. But how many people just don't understand how businesses work, how business stuff works? I encountered a dummy today on YouTube, and I've encountered this dummy before, or not on YouTube, on Twitter. And I was debating whether or not I would talk about it. But I guess I will. Because this guy's dumb. And the only way to root out idiocy is to just point it out. But this is someone who tried to pull a dumb thing on me and Viva Fry earlier this year, saying we definitely wouldn't talk about something that happened. That was it was like a free speech thing that both Viva and I were firmly opposed to, but had literally just not even heard of it at the time. So this is Alf Bicknell, which we'll get to in just a minute. Blackwing02 says, what do you expect from the same people who don't understand how a constitutional republic works? Oh, they understand even less than that. Even less than that. But here, so my Hunter Biden video. My Hunter Biden video that I did, which eventually did get monetized, right? Like there's no hiding the ball here. And I knew it would be monetized. Absolutely knew it would be monetized. There was nothing in that video that made it demonetizable at all. Everything in it was just fine. There was nothing in it that would have had anybody's panties in a wad at YouTube in any way. It was just a fine video. And just some thoughts on Hunter Biden. But apparently, Hunter Biden and laptops are a topic that gets a presumptive demonetization tag. And so I had to do a manual review. Well, on July 5th and 6th, YouTube is closed. Their business is closed. So that means that their manual review staff is down. They're just lower staffed because people are working from home rather than working from the office. They have reduced hours over a holiday break. And so sometimes you get things reviewed in minutes. Other times it takes hours. The point in this is that the Hunter Biden video should never have been demonetized in the first place. There's nothing in there or the title or whatever that would suggest that it should be demonetized other than the fact that it's about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And YouTube has this way of having certain topics trigger an automatic presumptive demonetization, and they get overturned on review. This is how YouTube works. So I had to sit, and normally I would have my video monetized within an hour or so, especially for an 8-minute video. It just doesn't take that long. But this one, due to the nature of it being a holiday, it was taking an extra long time. So I had posted it much earlier on Locals so people could watch it over there. Same thing if you're a member on the YouTube channel, you could check the community page and see the member exclusive posts, and you could get access to the video early. So I posted a nice little tweet with an ad for my Locals page. This is how you market a product. My Locals page is a product. So I said, if you were on my Locals page, you could already be watching my demonetized Hunter Biden video. Just saying. That's it. Simple ad to let people know they could come watch videos early on Locals. It's a benefit that I do. Almost every video that I record gets a 30-minute to 2-hour, kind of depends on the time frame, preview that's available on Locals and YouTube memberships. Sometimes it's longer than that, but that's the typical sort of window. So you get an early access. And when a video is not going to be monetized for hours and hours and hours, you can get a considerably early access. Quite a few people watched this video before it was even released because they could. That's what it was there for. So this guy comes in. He's very, very smart. Make use of your Odyssey channel. My Odyssey channel syncs from YouTube. If I upload a video to Odyssey and then upload it to YouTube, I will then have two, and that's weird. That's a weird thing. I'm not, I'm not super in tune with doing that right now. But anyway, so he says, this is exactly as it should be. If you can get people to pay you for it, good for you, their choice. If YouTube doesn't want to pay you for it, good for them, their choice. Here's the problem. This isn't about YouTube wanting to pay me at all. This isn't about YouTube wanting this video to be monetized or not. YouTube is definitely going to monetize the video. There's nothing outside of the advertiser guidelines on this video. I had zero doubts that this video was going to get fully monetized. So this person's already on a stupid premise. So I decided to point that out. Because this guy does not, we have had this type of discussion before. He does not understand how YouTube works as a business thing. And I have a point with this. Pixlexia nails it here. Nick, you seem to attract the bottom of almost every gene pool. How hard would it be to start your own website, to host your own live streams and only your own? Hosting your own live streams is a massive undertaking of money, of bandwidth. It's a lot. But yeah, this guy does not understand how YouTube works, which is fine, by the way. If you're not in the business of doing business on YouTube, there's no reason for you to understand how YouTube works. But he keeps saying dumb things in his pursuit of not understanding. So by the time I post this, which is shortly after his post, my video had already been up. YouTube is paying me for the video now. They were always going to, because the content met all the guidelines that I agreed to. Very simple. YouTube and its creators who are partnered have an actual contractual relationship. We have an actual contractual relationship with YouTube. If we abide by YouTube's advertiser-friendly guidelines, then we will go ahead and be monetized. That's it's a contract. It's not like a pretend thing. And so, sure, can YouTube demonetize a video? Yeah, absolutely. Can they make a different decision about those guidelines than we would? Yes, absolutely. They can do that. They can do that. But I'll tell you, of my past 300 videos, only 2 are ultimately demonetized. So I think I kind of have an idea of how it's going to work. I think I kind of have an idea of what's going to get monetized and what isn't. But apparently not. So he says that I don't understand how it works. But I do. Here's why. Here's why I understand how it works. I know that YouTube's going to monetize the video. My post wasn't even complaining about the video being demonetized. It was literally just an opportunity to network and advertise my locals page and to build some hype for the video. That's all. And by the way, it worked. Lots of people watched the video. It was good. It was fantastic. It worked well. But I mean, yeah, pretty sure I know exactly how it works. I knew the video would get monetized, and I know exactly why it was temporarily demonetized. This is the algorithm thing I was talking about, where Hunter and Joe Biden is a verboten topic, and they attempt to chill speech by putting a temporary demonetization on videos of controversial issues. They just do. It doesn't make sense to me, but they do. And if you're not in the business of delivering daily update content like I do with daily news stories and stuff like that, it's not as big of a deal. Because if you're going to, if you do like a big produced video that doesn't have a time sensitivity to it, you can wait a day for monetization. It's not critical, right? So he says, I do understand the business side. They will demonetize more of your videos and then remonetize and then demonetize. You will complain about it. I wasn't even complaining. There's nothing you can do about it except complain. Like, there's plenty I can do about it. And then here we go. So I posted this screenshot. These are all the videos. They're all monetized because one, I wasn't actually complaining. But yeah, it's but I'm not even talking about YouTube making a choice. He's sitting here arguing that YouTube is making some choice about the demonetization. They aren't. YouTube is not sitting there waiting like, yeah, Nick's about to upload a video. I'm going to hit that fucking button. The times where YouTube comes in and makes conscious choices about content are rare. They do happen. Doug Tenaple, Out of the Darkness, Beheezy, they got hit by a conscious choice from YouTube. All of them within minutes of each other, a mass deplatforming of those guys plus some other guys covering the Maricopa audit. Absolutely, someone at YouTube went and pulled the trigger. They do that. But on the overwhelming majority of content, they don't. They don't. A lot of times, I'm not even sure if YouTube is really in control of what the algorithm determines to be controversial subject matter. It's just a system that they have built. And when enough things start getting hit, they put a yellow flag on it, presumptively. We saw this back in the Vic Mignogna heyday when me, Yellow Flash, Tug, other channels were all doing Vic Mignogna videos and a whole lot of Vic Mignogna stuff. Eventually, it got to the point where Vic Mignogna's name became controversial. Not because YouTube had taken a position on Vic's case, because there was really only one side of the Vic case on YouTube, and that was the pro-Vic side. And all those videos eventually got monetized and everything was fine. But it was just so many people were talking about it in a short period of time that YouTube's algorithm determined it to be controversial. That's likely not actually a person sitting there going, writing down Vic Mignogna into controversial tags to look out for. There's machine learning at play at YouTube's process. And as soon as creators start to figure that out and understand it, they start, and I'm not saying that I particularly understand it more than other creators. I'm saying this is part of the process of becoming a creator on YouTube, is you start to understand how these systems actually interact with each other and play out. But Alf Bicknell does not, and he shouldn't. He's not in the business of doing this. Just like however the hell we got on this subject, I don't remember, is people don't understand. Oh, the boxes of Ashli Babbit TV shirts from Kmart, they don't exist. It's not a real thing. But people don't understand these businesses that they talk about, and they speak about them authoritatively, and it's so stupid. Actually, Alf Bicknell is stupid. That's the ultimate point I want to make. Alf Bicknell on Twitter is a stupid person. Routinely, every interaction I have with this person, they come out on the stupid end of it. So I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do about it other than just point out, Alf Bicknell, sorry, touch some grass, do whatever you need to do. You have literally no idea what you're talking about. All right. Jason of the Great Awakening says, can we get it over with and bring the Twitter authoritarian crypto communo fascist corporate state? I mean, it's not like the useful idiots are always first against the wall in a revolution, right? True. Yeah, that may be. Oh, someone said, my goal is to fly below the radar. I don't know if that's the goal. I would just suggest that almost everyone flies below the radar of YouTube. It's how people are able to come back from bans. And that's the thing that Alf doesn't understand. It really does not understand, is that YouTube can ban you from the platform. And then you can create another channel, if you have the ability, and grow it and enter into another partner agreement with YouTube. Because of the way that their partner agreements work, that they are adhesion contracts that you can enter into, and that they have a lot of leeway in terminating at their leisure. You can just fulfill the requirements to pass the AI and then go ahead and pass the AI. They don't put your name on a machine learning list. That's the thing. Doug's on what, his fourth or fifth, sixth channel, something like that. And his channel name is still Doug Tenaple. So there's not like a list of Doug Tenaple that YouTube won't do business with. That doesn't actually exist. He's still able to go ahead, grow an audience, make the requirements, enter into a partnership agreement, and get paid for his videos. He can do that. Now, YouTube may come in and terminate him again and again and again and again, and he can keep trying. I don't know what they'll ultimately do, but the way their system is set up, it's actually removing a lot of individual choice from most of the decision making, because YouTube has something like 1 billion hours of content uploaded a day. There's no way individuals can keep up with what's going on behind the scenes. And so there are people out there like Alf who think that there's actually a person sitting there making decisions on individual videos. Even manual reviews of most videos are manually reviewed by computers, not by a person. And they're looking for specific trigger words or trigger images. That's what they do. Again, it's a machine learning program. It's got facial recognition built in. It's a lot smarter than the average YouTube employee. It's a lot smarter than you or I. It's a terrifying system in reality, but that's what it is. In a lot of ways, it's very smart, but in other ways, it's very dumb and easy to get around. And people have been getting around it forever. Keemstar. Trauma Alert is just the Keemstar show, but Keemstar was kicked off of YouTube. So now he does Drama Alert. One of the biggest channels around. Tons of eyes, tons of attention. Literally a show about attention. And yet, YouTube doesn't seem to care. Because at the end of the day, for the most part, they don't. Smarter than the average bear, boo-boo. But, yeah, that's just, I don't know. Sorry. I wanted to talk about basic misunderstandings of things people don't have any experience with. And just so you know, like, it's okay to not have experience in something. Like, it's fine. This Alf guy thinks I'm an idiot, right? Which is fine. Like, he can think I'm an idiot, in plenty of ways that I think I'm an idiot. But I know where I'm not an idiot. I know where I'm not an idiot, and I know that it's making money on YouTube. I'm not dumb at that. I'm decent at it. I'm okay. I'm okay at that one. So when you start talking about what someone does for a living, you have to consider the possibility that maybe they do know what they're talking about. Maybe. It might happen from time to time. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that subject a little bit. That was my own personal little rant thing. In what ways do you think I'm an idiot? Elaborate. What's what when I teach classes, when I would teach Bible studies to high school kids, or when I teach like the Constitution, or when I teach law, various legal principles to high schoolers, I always throw in the caveat that I am learned on a few specific topics, right? But outside of these specific topics, I'm just another idiot with an opinion, just like everybody else you're going to meet. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prepare these kids for when they go off to college. Because there's a temptation for students in college to become infatuated with a professor because of their knowledge in a subject that the student is interested in. They go, oh, this person knows biology, and I really like biology. I want to hear what they think about Trump. No, you don't. You actually don't want to hear what they think about Trump or anything other than biology, because they may have a lot of specialized knowledge in a particular field, and that's great, and you should listen to them there. Outside of that field, it's just a dummy. It's just a random dummy that you encounter on the street on any other subject. And that is a really, really important distinction for kids to be told. They're not told this by teachers. They don't have a self-interest in telling kids that they're actually stupid on most of the things that they say in their classroom. They don't have a self-interest in that. And so I feel like it's my duty to let them know that the person that you're talking to, you talk to a physicist, you should take their advice on physics. You should not take their advice on sociology unless they also have a specialty in sociology. Don't do it. Don't take their legal advice. Don't take their medical advice. Don't do that. This and a lot of this stems from a personal beef I have with Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking and I, we have an argument going way back. He was too crippled to respond, so I had the argument with myself. He wrote a paper. Stephen Hawking, yes. Stephen Hawking, I talked through a computer. Stephen Hawking, that guy, super scoliosis man. He wrote an article about humans interacting socially. Right? And I'm looking at this article and I'm like, the fuck do you know about human social interaction? You're half toaster. You don't know anything about what you're doing. Like, what are you talking about? Not only is the man half toaster, he also lived in a literal ivory tower. I mean, he was separated from average society by so many barriers that it's embarrassing for him to talk about person-to-person interaction with any sort of authority. Again, if you want to learn about physics, mathematics, astrophysics, yeah, I'm going to listen to Stephen Hawking on those subjects. Doesn't mean he's always right, but he's at least learned on them. He's more learned than me. But if you want to talk about having a conversation with someone, I'm going to listen to me 100 times out of 100. Stephen Hawking, I'm going to kick him down a ramp into a gutter, and he won't be able to do anything about it because I'll take out his stupid battery and he'll just roll to his death. What's he going to do? Oh, wait, he's already dead. There's nothing he could do about it anyway, though, because his crippled arms couldn't stop him. He's going. He's done. Gone. So when he comes out with some stupid article about humans need to have better social interactions, I'm like, fuck you. You don't know anything about it. You've never had a social interaction in your life, except when you somehow cheated on your wife as a cripple by having your nurse give you a handy. That's not a social interaction, though. That was just a prostitute in waiting with a different name. Fuck Stephen Hawking, by the way. They say sometimes gone too soon. I say gone too late. Tired of that guy. He needs to touch some grass. You'd have to throw him out of the chair for him to get down there. Yeah, I know he's dead. I know he's dead and he deserved it. Only wish we could have thrown him in a black hole and gotten some Hawking radiation out of it. Okay. Mithrin Emrys says they'll demonetize it for you while hitting it with multiple ads so it will make money for them. Gotta love how that works. Yeah. And that's why I wait. It's one of the main reasons I wait to release videos. During the election time, I didn't do that all the time. I would just release the videos and pray for remonetization, rather than wait. And YouTube made a lot of money off of that. YouTube made a lot of money off of that. I try not to let them do that now. And if they fully demonetize a video, I try and I do what I can to limit the amount of ads on it. Snuggle Struggle says, tried sending a message earlier about a certain admin intending to go door to door to make sure people are complying. Got to be vague here. YouTube does not like me writing about anything specific. Lol, love the show. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll bring up the Baneling waifu, Jenn Psaki, America's 4 out of 10, to talk about going door to door. Ricky Green says, damn it, Rackets, I'm crying here. Happy Disability Pride Month. I forgot. Oh, I forgot that it was Disability Pride Month. Damn. We just talked about it last night. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. Before we go on, I just searched Jenn Psaki and this is what I got. This is what I got. Oh, Angry Baneling. Sorry, buddy. It's been ruined. She Zucc, and then she suck. Oh man, I'm dying. God, that was funny. Oh, real quick, did you guys see that people were? Did you guys see Zuckerberg's like Super American Man 4th of July video where he's on the water hoverboard? Wait, Camelot, why are you singing Moana songs at me? Okay, did you see Zuckerberg? He's trying to be more human, and so he's on one of those cool like aqua hoverboards with like just a propeller with a surfboard on top, and he's got the American flag, and he's just going through the water like this. Like I thought it was actually pretty cool. I thought it was actually pretty cool. He's sitting there. He's got a flag. Like that's look right now. I'm gonna take a corporate shill waving an American flag over them waving a pride flag, over them waving like a China flag or a Xi Jinping nude flag or whatever it is. Like I will take it. I'll be happy that someone will pick up a fucking American flag and remember that, you know, we are still America. Like, it's a little nerdy or whatever. It reminded me, though, of the greatest American video of all time. Which, of course, comes from Florida. Right? This is the greatest American video of all time. Here we go. Look at this guy. Yeah, buddy! Woo! Yes! Yes! That's what... See, Zuckerberg had like 0.1% of that man's power. And it reminded me of that, and I was like, and I think he consciously did it in that way. I think that was his goal. Because Zuckerberg's an AI, a very advanced AI. Like the Mark Zuckerberg himself died a long time ago. I don't know if you guys know this, but his computer became sentient when it was when he created the Facebook algorithm, and that algorithm has since skinned Zuckerberg. That's why he's gotten a little more pallid, a little more pale. The skin cells are dying. He tries to regenerate them, but he 3D printed an endoskeleton, slapped his Zuckerberg parts over him. He has to recharge. Well, he used to have to recharge via USB cable, but now, thank God, he's got wireless charging. Okay, Zuckerberg is not a person anymore. He is long since a synth that has replaced Mark Zuckerberg. The rotting carcass of Zuckerberg is in an apartment somewhere. We all know that. That's true facts. But the AI is very smart, and I think it was invoking this little bit of internet lore in his video. So, you know, I liked that. I thought it was good stuff. And then there are people out there shitting on him for it. And they're like, I don't even know what the fucking complaint is. You know, like, funny if you're like, Zuckerberg, you're a corporate robot or whatever. Okay. But people are like, don't carry the flag. Don't carry the flag on 4th of July. It's not cool, man. Oh, God, those people need to find something. Let me find someone useful who has tweeted about this. Well, here we go. Here's one. Let me make sure I got the right audio output here.
A special focus on 5 ways to make gains in getting those of you who are unvaccinated vaccinated.
Wait, did he say 5 ways to make gays?
A special focus on 5 ways to make gains in getting.
I think he's saying gains, but I'm going with gays. So he's got 5 ways to make gays. Okay, got it.
A special focus on 5 ways to make gains in getting those of you who are unvaccinated vaccinated. Because here's the deal.
Hey, why don't you fuck off? How about that? Have you tried fucking right off and staying out of my medical decisions? Like, have you considered, Joe, that you could just fuck off and not worry about what I'm going to do? You have no interest in my vaccination status. None.
We are continuing to wind down the mass vaccination sites that did so much in the spring.
It did so much that we missed our goals. I had ambitious goals. I was touting how we were going to be ahead of schedule. We were going to beat our goals. And then we just fucking couldn't make it because a bunch of Americans believe in freedom or something. Come on, man. What are you doing out there with your freedom-loving non-vaccination statusness? You know what's coming. You know what they're going to do, right? Like, you know the plan. The plan is simple. It's coming. The threat is coming. If Americans do not vaccinate, they will have to do another lockdown. What they're going to do is they're going to start dropping the hint. Oh, the Delta variant, we're going to have to lock down again if you're not going to get... And it's going to raise the social pressure on people to get vaccinated or not get vaccinated. Here's what I'm going to say. There are people who are out there who are tempted to proudly wear on their sleeves that they're not vaccinated. I wouldn't say a damn thing about it. You'll never know if I got a vaccination. Well, unless I wind up in a grave. You'll never know if I got a vaccination, though. Like if there's a casket that says died of strange causes, maybe then you'll know. But other than that, you won't know. You won't know. And neither will the fucking government. They have no business knowing. It's between me and my doctor. Nobody else. Nobody else needs to know. It's not their business. It's certainly not Joe's business.
To rapidly vaccinate those eager to get their first shot and their second shot, for that matter, if they needed a second. Now we need to go to community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and oftentimes door to door, literally knocking on doors to get help to the remaining people protected.
Oh, God, I hope they show up at my house. Oh, please show up at my house. Joe, come yourself. Damn it. Come yourself. Come to my house. Please send me someone.
From the virus. Especially.
Send me someone. Go ahead. That would be great. Now let's see what Jenn Psaki says.
In more healthcare settings and respond to hotspots. The president will outline 5 areas his team is focused on to get more Americans vaccinated. 1, targeted community by community door-to-door outreach to get remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring they have the information they need on how both safe and accessible the vaccine is. 2.
Have you noticed that people can't say both? Have you noticed that? They say both. They put an L in there. It's weird as fuck. Not to make you listen to this chick again, but
by community door-to-door outreach to get remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring they have the information they need. More Americans vaccinated. 1, targeted community door-to-door outreach to get remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring they have the information they need on how both safe and accessible the vaccine is. 2, a renewed emphasis on getting the vaccines to more primary care doctors and physicians, something that we've seen.
So government propaganda is going to go door to door now. You're going to have a government agent show up at your house and be like, did you know that the corona vaccine is safe and accessible? I'm from the government. You can trust me. Now, to be very clear, for the purposes of that YouTube Skynet AI we were talking about earlier, the YouTube algorithm, I hope you understand. Here is my required by the terms of service contravening statement. I am making no comment on the efficacy, effectiveness, availability, usefulness, accessibility, or any other statement about the vaccine itself. I know nothing about vaccines. I'm not an immunologist. I'm not a virologist. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not even a doctor of medicine. I'm only a doctor of law and a doctor of love. So other than that, I am not here trying to give you my expertise or even an opinion on this. If you want to get the vaccine, that's between you, your doctor, and public health officials. That's not involving me. I would never presume to give you advice on what to do and what not to do. I am merely commenting on the hilarity of the authoritarian nature of sending a government agent to people's house to propagandize them about a particular issue. That is separate and entirely distinct from the efficacy of a fucking vaccine. That has everything to do with us no longer apparently being suspicious of government messaging when they literally want to go door to door because apparently having every major media company in the fucking tank isn't good enough. It's not good enough. Hey, government, maybe it's not your delivery that's the problem. Maybe Americans just love themselves some freedom. And if you keep telling them what to do, what they have to do, they're going to keep doing the opposite. And if you weren't so fucking dense, you would stop telling them what they have to do and just make the information available and let them make their own choices. I don't know. Maybe Americans would do that. But you blew that chance on this one, didn't you? You blew it harder than Stephen Hawking's nurse tried to inflate a robot. I can't believe they're still at this shit. I'm running out of air. Could you put your mouth on my blow tube? So there you go. That's the Jenn Psaki thing. Jenn Psaki. Oh, fucking hell. Woo. Okay, what do we got here? Where were we? Did your wife make you watch that Stephen Hawking movie or something? No, dear God, no. No. We finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and now Lady Rackets and I have moved on to finishing Supernatural. We only have 2 seasons of Supernatural left to watch. We had watched through all of 13. Now we have 14 and 15 to go. The show that never dies until finally it does in 15. But the show that just would not fucking end is Supernatural. So I'm actually looking forward to getting to the end of it. I think the story was done a long time ago, but you know, my wife likes to complete stories. I could care less. If I lose interest in a story, I can never go back to it and be happy. but she likes to complete stories. She's a little bit OCD, right? Like, because that's the offensive disability Pride Month term to use. Except I think she's actually a lot of bit OCD. But no, she needs to finish shows when she starts watching them. Otherwise, it bugs the shit out of her. So we're going back and finishing Supernatural. Who do you ship? Nobody. Actually, no, that's not true. Cass, Dean, and Sam in a human centipede while whatchamacallit? Crowley watches from the corner. J-Bone says Supernatural was only supposed to go to season 5, but the CW wouldn't let it die. Most shows die in season 4, season 5. Season 4 or season 5. That's most shows. They don't have because how do you script out your major story arcs past that point when you know that most likely you're gonna get canceled in season 2? You're not gonna make a season 3 for the most part. Actually, in the Netflix era, you're most likely to get canceled after season 3. The online streaming services, that is the new Death Note, is season 3. That is when your show is probably going to end because it is no longer attracting new people to the platform, and streaming services are more about subscribers than they are about individual successful shows. And attracting individual subscribers is a matter of producing new content that is interesting to unattained subscribership rather than it is about keeping shows going. I mean, sure, they pay some lip service to existing customers, but reality is a new show that is likely to attract new customers is likely to similarly retain old customers in a better way than a canceled show, or than a repeated show, I should say. It's the nature of how things work. I have a little bit of experience in this. It's also the nature of how YouTube works. Nick, what anime are you currently watching? Just wondered. I just finished Record of Ragnarok. And I was going to do a review on it, but I don't know how many pictures of Aphrodite's tits I can put on a YouTube video to do a review of it, so I wasn't sure if I should. By the way, Record of Ragnarok was mildly interesting. The fights were weak. The fights were not good. They were not action packed. The action was garbage. What I actually found interesting was them taking historical characters and putting little interesting, very Japanese twists on very Western, mythology, sort of stories. And then putting very, very weird modern tropes to ancient Japanese stories as well. The story of Sasaki, whatever his name is, the guy who Musashi Minamoto killed with a boat oar. Like that, the way they did that into a superpower was cute. It was cute. It wasn't great. Wasn't deep storytelling, but it was fun. And that stuff was way better. The fights were actually weak sauce. Not a big fan of the fights themselves. Literally, Aphrodite's breasts are the funniest part of that show, and they deserve more airtime. Right before that, I watched Blood of Zeus, which was really not good until the last episode. If Blood of Zeus was instead of being a 7 or an 8 episode story, if it was an hour and a half movie with the last 30 minutes being the last episode, it would have been really good. So there's that. There's that. What other things? Oh, we've got some very minor case updates. So I've been following a couple cases, and federal courts have been moving exceedingly slow, even slow for for federal courts. But I've been following a couple cases, and a couple of them have updates. None of them involve the Kiwi Farms, unfortunately. Melinda Scott's lawsuit against Kiwi Farms has been on hold since March 15th, waiting for a ruling in that one. And then, of course, Russell Greer's lawsuit has been on hold since May. I don't remember when in May. When in May Russell's last document was, but that is waiting on a result as well. Unfortunately, we'll have to we're at the mercy of the courts on those decisions. Those are the most interesting ones. I'm watching Triller versus H3H3 still. They Ethan Klein, Gila Klein, and their organization are required to respond to the Triller lawsuit by July 26th. I'm looking forward to their reply. I think it's going to be 12B6 motions to dismiss from all of them based on a particularly shitty pleading. But we'll see what they do with that. I think that is the outcome. They also have potential jurisdictional arguments in there as well. But I think a 12B6 motion is the way they're going to go. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what they file there. Other than that, I have been following the Parler versus Amazon lawsuit. Do you guys remember Parler? You guys remember Parler? It's this alternative media platform. It was the new Twitter, was hot stuff for 8 seconds. And then it got canceled by Amazon. And it literally died. Just like I said, it would die. It's fucking gone. Parler is so dead, I removed it from my social media links in the YouTube description. Parler is garbage. It was dead. Amazon killed it. It's not entirely Parler's fault, but Amazon killed it. That was a true thing. Actually, a 9,000-year-old lich of a judge killed Parler by not giving a preliminary injunction that they absolutely should have granted. But Parler is garbage. However, they are still suing Amazon, and it has been locked up. It has been locked up in this jurisdictional argument because Parler withdrew their federal lawsuit, and they refiled in Washington state where Amazon is. Amazon tried to remove the suit to federal court, and now they're arguing in federal court over whether it should be in federal court or in state court. Parler has put forth a great argument that this should be in state court, and they're right. It should not be in federal court. There is not federal diversity jurisdiction. It should be in state court, but Amazon Web Services is trying to play games with the rules and force them back into federal court under the same 9 billion-year-old judge. That's why they want it in Fed court. It's the same judge. And so we've been waiting to hear an update. They filed their motions, the motion to remand it back to state court, and then Amazon wants it to stay there. Parler is actually filed for sanctions because they said Amazon should have known that Parler was domiciled in the same state that they were. All of this stuff. Now, there has been an order in this case. All of that background. Pixlexia, I saw your DM. I'll talk about it in a minute. All of that background to say that it has been ordered in this case. So here is the basic argument. Parler is part owned by a trust. Trust is part owner of Parler. Trustees are owners of the trust. Citizenship of a corporation is the corporate citizenship and also the citizenship of its owners. Trusts are an organizational entity, and trust citizenship is determined by where the trust is situated and also the citizenship of its trustees. So, stick with me now. A bank that is a trustee of the trust that partially owns Parler is a resident of the same state as Amazon Web Services. I think Delaware. And that is why Parler says that Amazon Web Services does not have diversity jurisdiction, because they are both residents of Delaware. That Parler is a resident of Delaware because the trust that owns Parler has a trustee that is a bank that is lodged in Delaware. It's a really attenuated and very, very legal, nerdy, stupid situation. But they're ultimately right. So that being said, the judge says the court hereby orders Parler to produce to defendants within 7 days of the issuance of this order, which was on 7/1. So, I mean, that's tomorrow. A copy of the Rebecca Mercer 2020 Irrevocable Trust Instrument, documents demonstrating the respective dates on which the J.P. Morgan Trust Company Incorporated became a trustee of that trust, and the trust became a member of NDM Ascendant LLC. Oh, there was a third step. And any documents that Parler believes establish a lack of complete diversity between the parties to this case. These documents shall be designated attorney's eyes only. Furthermore, within 14 days of production of these documents, defendant shall either stipulate to remand of this matter to King County Superior Court whence it was removed, or file with the court a brief statement of the reasons they will not so stipulate, not to exceed 10 pages. Plaintiff shall have 7 days and also 10 pages to respond. Signed by Judge Barbara J. Rothstein. So there, that is the fucking Parler update. This thing is still in a jurisdictional nightmare. It's still in a jurisdictional nightmare. However, if Parler can produce the results, they're going to win on jurisdiction. It's going to go back to the King County Superior Court. That's what's going to happen on this one. And Amazon should be aware of that. They should be reading the signs. They may still oppose it, but they know this thing is going back to Washington State Court. And then once it gets there, it'll be very, very interesting to watch. But the problem at the end of the day for Parler is simple. Parler is dead and Parler is boring. The problem with Gab at the end of the day is simple. Andrew Torba. I have no love lost for Parler or Gab. They're not going, neither of them are amounting to effective alternatives to Twitter. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. So that is where that case is. Likelihood of Amazon settling to avoid discovery. Amazon has no reason to settle in this case. I mean, they may end up doing it, but what's the settlement for Amazon is paying out Parler a bunch of money. So they're not going to do that. Because Parler is now, Parler is now already on a different service than Amazon Web Services. So they've moved on from that. Amazon isn't going to settle by bringing Parler back, right? So there's no reason for Amazon to settle with Parler in any way other than to pay them out a boatload of cash. I think Parler should have folded. They should take the cash settlement or the cash that they win from Amazon if they win and create a new company. That's what they should have done because they're dead. They're done. No one, maybe they should be Getter or whatever. No one wants to be on Parler anymore. At least in my opinion. Maybe you guys love Parler. I haven't met anybody who wants to be on Parler. Do any of you guys like Parler? Anybody? Nope. Not since it got yeeted. Nope. Yes. Lol. Ran too slow. No. Not really. Wanted to be. I did when I could log on. Yeah, I got logged off of Parler and I don't have any desire to go back. What is the most likely happy ending for Parler? They get a settlement. They get some money. They get to recover some of their failed investment. I think Parler's dead. Yeah, it had potential, but it's not coming back now. Excuse me. The HQ is right by your house. Dallin9 says a settlement law. The way Parler would get a settlement is if all of the tides pointed to Amazon losing the case, they could choose to settle out to mitigate the amount that they would lose. I don't know. That's the best case scenario for them. They might win. They might win on some of the consumer protection stuff. They might win on the breach of contract stuff. I don't know that they're going to. They put forth competent argument. I don't know that they're going to win, though. And that's the really tough thing. That's the really tough thing. Where is my Preston Pultor case? Oh, there it is. Let's see what Peggy's up to. I don't know if Peggy's got any new updates. Peggy Pultor. Okay, one summons issued to DA Talks. And Vickyverse and Ethan Van Sciver. So summons were issued on 6/28. They have not been returned yet. So, is that a new law firm? Yes, they've got a new lead attorney. Last time we talked, they were working with Mohammed Ahmed from the Ahmed law firm. Now, Preston has retained Jeremy Maston from the Maston law firm in Belton, Texas. He has not been noticed yet. He has not actually filed his certificate of representation, but he is listed as the lead attorney. The Maston law firm is a solo practitioner in Belton, Texas. Seems like a nice guy. I'm not gonna shit on the guy. Seems like he's running a nice boutique law firm with individualized practice. I don't know if he's good, bad. I don't know anything about it, about him, but whatever. I'll wait to see a document that he files before I render any judgment upon him. But if he files a shit document, we're definitely gonna talk about it. What do we got next? What else is there to talk about? I think we're about done. I've got this weird Lin Wood topic. I don't know. I'm half tempted to do a Lin Wood video, but I'm half tempted to just talk about the topic. I mean, we'll talk about it briefly. Oh, yeah. Preston is going to be at Anime Matsuri. Preston Pultor is going to be there. Should I go get him to sign a picture of my butt or something? Oh, by the way, we're 168 likes from 1,000. I don't know if we're going to get there today. I think I've been too low energy. It's my fault. I take full responsibility. But if you want to get me to 1,000 likes and force me to drink another shot of whiskey, which I really don't need because I've got kind of an early day tomorrow, and I'm going to Matsuri. I gotta drive to the cities and then get on an airplane. But if you want to put that in jeopardy, just go ahead and hit that like button. Okay. Lin Wood laments dissension amid QAnon infighting on Telegram. Is apparently a story. Attorney Lin Wood appeared to acknowledge infighting among believers in the QAnon conspiracy theory on Tuesday and called on them to pray for discernment from God. Wood, a prominent Georgia attorney who has maintained that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from former President Donald Trump, made the comments on messaging app Telegram. And Lin Wood has been all over Telegram since he got banned from everything else. And he's been on fire over there. His statement comes following arguments on Telegram between believers in the QAnon conspiracy theory, which posits in part that Trump is fighting an international cabal of satanic pedophiles. Well, isn't he? Isn't he doing that? Oh, we got 1,000 likes. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, I didn't show. I am drinking Smooth Ambler Contradiction Bourbon. It's got an elephant on it. I bought it because one of my sons really likes elephants. Here we go. Lin Wood wrote, I've been reflecting on what appears to be an increasing level of dissension among social media commentators and Telegram channels. Seems that people who appear to be on the same side are turning on each other. Are we? Or is this the work of the enemy? Maybe even planned by the enemy. Look, I mean, I think the reality, Lin, is that the QAnon people are looking for someone to fight. And they don't have a target. And any movement, anything, any entity that exists on conflict will seek out conflict in the vacuum. So if they don't have anybody else to fight, they'll fight themselves. It's literally, it's just blood sports. It's blood sports. And it doesn't even matter if the underlying movement is healthy or not. If they don't have a target, they will target somebody. And we're going to get to one of the targets that they picked. And it just shows what I'm talking about. If you believe that we battle flesh and blood, then you must feel that things do not make sense to the point of being near chaos. So yeah, here you go. A lot of the Q people believe in that they're battling flesh and blood. Lin Wood seems to genuinely believe that he's in a spiritual war for the souls of his followers. If you believe that the battle is between powers and principalities, good versus evil, God versus the devil, then you know that the events we are experiencing are all planned by Almighty God, the sovereign, all-powerful ruler of the world, our creator. One might ask why Trump isn't in office, if that's the plan. Because that was the stated plan. It's like the doomsday soothsayers, right? The John Hagees of the world. The world is going to end on this date, and then it doesn't happen. Well, but I mean, I got the calculation wrong. It's going to be this date. Fuck, I got it wrong again. It's going to be this date. Wood invoked God several times in the post and discussed the devil's power to try to influence you, shake your faith in God. He's often drawn on religious rhetoric and quoted from the Bible. The choice as what to believe is yours to make. Choose wisely, Wood wrote. As for me, I choose God. I pray that if you have not made the choice to believe in Jesus as the Son of God, and that in time you will do so. Then pray for discernment. God is separating the wheat from the chaff as he prepares for the second harvest. Seems simple, doesn't it? It is. All right, so Patriot Takes is talking about an argument appears to have started after user QAnon John posted a photo of himself going out for pizza in a restaurant with a checkered floor. So here's this guy. He's a QAnon guy, right? Like, put yourself in the shoes of what's happening. This is a QAnon guy. He's like, hey, I'm going to go grab my pizza. I'm going to go grab some pizza with my girlfriend, right? Post a picture of it. Immediately, apparently, that guy is now involved in Pizzagate or something. And that's allegedly what's going on. I don't know. I don't follow the QAnon stuff. Because QAnon has been fantastically fucking wrong. Did everybody miss where QAnon got literally everything about the election absolutely wrong? Like, really, really wrong. Over and over and over. Like, wrong. Stuff, like, really wrong. I mean, it's been way wrong on this. I don't know. I don't know. Like, look, nobody needs to be right 100% of the time. But the whole point of Q was inside information about these big plans and things that were going to happen. And all of those things that were going to happen were supposed to revolve around Trump being reinstated or something by the military. I was talking to people. I've talked to people on the phone that have said, that said they knew for sure that on January 20th, Trump was going to be reinstated by the military. And I was like, but bro, like, you understand that's not going to happen. I'm like, no, it is. Because they had talked to military people about it. And those military people were in the know, and they knew that was going to happen. Now, I don't know what military people they allegedly talked to, but clearly they fucking didn't, right? Like, clearly that was it wasn't going to happen. And I do remember, because during the election, I attracted the attention of some Q people. Absolutely. I just in covering Lin Wood and Sidney Powell and the election stuff, I attracted the attention of some Q people, and they told me over and over I was wrong. Military was definitely going to put Trump in. And I'm like, but there's not really like a legal way to do that. And they're like, no, it doesn't matter. You got the military. Like, that's not an answer, though. By what process does having the military legitimize a president? And they're like, dude, it's just going to happen. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And so, but I was assured that all this is going to happen. I'm like, but there's not really like a way to do what you're trying to do. Like, once inauguration happens, that is, for better or worse, that is the constitutional presidency. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. You may think that it's illegitimate. But once inauguration happens, you are at the point of a constitutional president. So outside of shifting what the Constitution says, which is theoretically possible, you don't have an alternative answer. There isn't a legal mechanism to instate Trump as president. It doesn't exist. You would need a constitutional amendment to do so. In effect. And in practice. Like, that's what would have to happen. But when I told people this, they got mad at me. They got very, very angry at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. But that's where we are now. And they're all I think the Q people, the Q movement, are very, very confused because everything Q said was going to happen didn't happen in regards to the election. So whatever they thought about QAnon, their basis of truth was challenged. I don't think they know how to deal with that. Nick is speculating. He's in unfamiliar territory. It's an interesting thing. I by the way, I don't hate or think down on the Q people. I really don't. I don't think so. I think they're struggling and looking for meaning and an answer and solutions in systems that don't have room for them. And that's a problematic place to be. That's a place where you say, my sensibilities say something should be one way, but it's not going that way. I get it, man. That fucking sucks. It sucks. But whatever the basis of the QAnon stuff, whatever the basis of all that stuff is, there's a bunch of people who believe it and are lost right now. And I think Lin Wood is trying to wrangle them. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, Lin Wood might be the one who needs the wrangling. Like, he might be, I hate to say it, but he might be the Disability Pride Month candidate at this point. I'm sure that's going to probably piss somebody off somewhere. But we're going to find out, by the way. Lin Wood, I should mention this. I should really do a video on it. Lin Wood, like a week or two ago, he lost his lawsuit challenging the ability of the Georgia Board of Lawyer Ethics to order a psychiatric evaluation. So Lin Wood is going to be psychiatrically evaluated. Lin Wood is going to have his psych eval. I'll give you my own QAnon prediction. He's going to fail it. They're going to say he's suffering from dementia or something else. They're going to be very polite about it and suggest that due to his inability to cognate reality, he's no longer fit to be a lawyer. That's what's going to happen to Lin Wood. And he'll fight and he'll become a Telegram celebrity. And that'll be what happens to him from then on. He should go ahead and do that. But I'm pretty sure Lin Wood's days as a lawyer are pretty much over. Whether it's true or not, like, that comports with both the non-conspiracy and the conspiracy take on Lin Wood. And for what it's worth, I don't think Lin Wood is a bad man in any way. I don't think Lin Wood's a bad guy. And I think he's a legendary attorney with a very storied career. Absolutely. But once you lose that case and you're going to get a psych eval, he's going to lose the psych eval. He's going to fail that thing really fucking hard. Because whether he's insane or not is a different question than what he talks about on Telegram and wherever else he's able to talk. I would love to interview him. I think it'd be a fascinating show. I have a lot of respect for Lin Wood. Whatever, you know, I may have particular opinions about how somebody is or how they maintain themselves, but those of you who've been watching the show and watching me long enough, you know me. I don't actually hold that against anybody. I don't hold stuff against people. And Lin Wood has done some remarkably amazing things in his career. A career that should be talked about and celebrated for standing up against some really big bad people. And that's probably what has fed into all the QAnon stuff. Crazy or no fucking crazy, Lin Wood has dealt with an actual serious government conspiracy, which would have had a man put to death or life in prison. Robert Jewell would have had that guy killed in the street if they could on false allegations. Lin Wood has seen the dark side of what government can do. Who says dumber shit, Lin Wood or Popat? Popat. 10,000%. Lin Wood stuff isn't dumb. Lin Wood is speaking from what appears to be a genuine belief in something. That's not stupidity. That's devotion. That devotion can cloud judgment from time to time. Depends on your perspective. Popat is just fucking stupid. So anyway, I would love to interview Lin Wood. I doubt I'll ever get the chance, but it would be. I think that would be. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be one fucking smash of a show? Richard Jewell. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what I said. Did I say Robert? Interviewing Lin Wood would be a fucking blowout show. God, it would be great. I think that guy's got plenty to say that's really interesting. But it will probably never happen. But it would be interesting. So, anyway, let's Fan Advocacy Network says the only video I've had instantly demonetized in the last few weeks was a video about the interview with Vic. I used a small clip, visual clip of the talk with no audio. So why does YouTube hate your face that much? Look, Susan is jealous of this Polish proboscis. She probably had hers cut off like a fucking degenerate traitor to the Polish people. I don't know, man. I don't know why that would be demonetized. Very stupid. Very stupid. You know, be a smash of a show, James O'Keefe? Yeah. 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 Isn't she Polish? Yeah. That's the thing. That's why she's jealous of the nose. She doesn't have the full Polish nose. All right, guys. Let's read the chats and then wrap up this show. Show's been great, by the way. Very much enjoy chatting with you guys, hanging out. I'm really pumped for my trip to Matsuri. I'm really gonna try and put up some content over the next couple days. I really am. On here and on the media channel. If it's legal stuff, I'll do it here. If it's not, I'll put it on the media channel. I really want to do that. If I can get some short term, like short notice live streams, I'll throw them up on one of the channels. I don't know. My phone camera is absolute garbage, so probably not a lot of that. But I will try. I will try because I love you and I respect you. Yeah. It should be a good time. Mithra Nimmer says, come on, Nick. Get it right about Popat. He is stupid and condescending. He spends his days huffing his own farts as he makes witty tweets to entertain his sycophants as they beg for his attention. You know, the problem with Popat is if all Popat did was write a blog about his war stories, he would be fucking great. He would be great. But he doesn't do those. He tries to dunk. And he dunks outside of his knowledge area and practice areas. All right. Let's do these chats. We'll go over to Twitch. We're going to play some chilled out game. It'll be fun. And then I don't know what we're going to... I already did Zoolander on Twitch. It's game night tonight. I'm going to play a game. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a disappointment to everybody who watches. That's what I'm sure of. We'll do it for a little bit, and then we'll summarily end. It'll be great. We did a movie last night. We did The Tomorrow War. Does Nick just for men? What, hair dye? Are you talking about hair dye? No. No, I would... Guys, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I will never dye my hair. Here's why. Lady Rackets loves gray hair. Always has, always will. I am waiting for the day that I go gray. Longing for it. I sit in the mirror and get stressed out on purpose to try and get gray hair. I will never ever dye my hair. Why would I fucking do that? Silly of me to do so. Every time I get like a gray beard hair, I go show her. I'm like, listen, what's up? Got this little gray guy just for you or whatever. Yeah. No. I will never dye my hair. I have no reason to do that. Might not dye it gray now. Let's not be too hasty. All right, let's do this. We've got La Grenouille says, what was the new phrase again? Vous étiez en retard? Vous étiez retardé? Did you conjugate the verb, you motherfucker? Whatever. French is late and so are you. Yeah. Vous étiez retardé. There you go. You got it. Vous étiez. But wouldn't it be just tu es retard? That would work. Bad Dragonite says, did you see the video clip of the Mexican mafia dude with the Sonic tattoo dual-wielding giant Catholic rosaries against Antifa while calling them abominations? If not, I DM'd it to you on Twitter. What the fuck are you talking about? And why haven't I seen that? We are going to do this right now. What is this? Here we go. Let's take a look at this guy. What is happening?
Come say it on my face. Come say it on my face. God curse all of you. God curse all of you. You guys are abominations. You guys are abominations. What?
Yeah!
Come say it on my face. Come say it on my face. God curse all of you. God curse all of you. You guys are abominations. You guys are abominations.
Hit it.
What?
Yeah! God cucks all of you. That's right. That guy is a fucking monster. Where is that energy? Where is it? Where is it? Antifa what? Antifa what? Do I look like a 5-foot heretic, bitch? Do I look 5'1"? God cucks all of y'all. Wah, 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 wah. Dual wielding whips with fucking holy elements on them. That guy is great. I had not seen that. No, thank you. Malik Foxon says something we never think about. Imagine having to give a speech at a funeral for a dead loved one who is a map with his crime hanging over his head. Nobody wants to be that person behind the podium. It'd be so hard to say anything good about them. Well, he fucking golfed or whatever. Guys, I have something very serious and sad to report. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who. This is to my my religious brothers and sisters who are out there, for the most part. One of the viewers has a wife. Their wife was diagnosed with preeclampsia. They had twins. And preeclampsia is a blood pressure condition with pregnancies, and it basically means that if the baby doesn't get delivered right away, the mom's gonna die. Baby's gonna die. It's a mess. So they delivered the twins at 23 weeks. 23 weeks, the babies were born and are in the intensive care unit, right? I just got news today that one of the twins did not make it. One of the twins did not make it, but the other twin is gaining weight and is getting healthy. These are super preemies, right? 23 weeks. 23 weeks. So if you know anyone who has had super preemie babies, 25 weeks and younger, they are in for a long fucking haul at the hospital. Their babies are going to be at the hospital for the better part of a year or longer. They're going to be there a long time, and they're going to have a tough road every step of the way. But the hope, of course, is that they will eventually grow and develop into healthy babies. Because remember, almost half of their gestational age that they would have, 40 weeks is term, almost half of it they don't have. So they have to have those 20 weeks. They have to have those 20 weeks in a hospital and finish developing to even be born. By the time these babies are 5 months old, they're supposed to just be being born. It's a miracle that we're able to actually do this. But I'm not going to name names. But if you are a praying person, or if you're not a praying person, but you're a positive energy person, just send it out this guy's way. Just send it out this guy's way. The family's grieving the loss of a child, but celebrating the addition of a new one. And let's just hope that baby's able to make it. That shit gets me. That gets me right here, man. I've my experience with miscarriage is minimal and early term, but I have family members who have lost babies that were ready to be born. Just flukes. And I can't imagine. I can't imagine having a baby, having them born, and then losing them. That is, as a dad, that's the nightmare. The nightmare is that you bury your children rather than them burying you. So anyway, you know who you are out there. I hope you're not watching tonight because you're probably busy, but in general, man, my prayers are with you. My prayers are with that baby. Next, Bad Dragonite. Says, speaking of ammo, passed by my local DirecTV place today. Has a sign on front that says, we sell ammo. It also sells liquor and chicken. I love the South. Oh my gosh, that is the South right there. Liquor, chicken, ammo, and DirecTV, bitches. Kool-Aid Man says, oh yeah, Nick, I'll see you in Texas. I got my saddle, my stirrups, my whip, and my horse feed bag. I'll be taming that fat hog horse Monica. I'm gonna lure her with a nice carrot, slap the saddle on, and bronco bust that mare until she neighs the day. Until she neighs, daddy. Sorry, not neighs the day. Neighs, daddy. Good luck, Kool-Aid Man. Monica won't be there. She's not invited to Matsuri. Kermit the Frog says, hey, Nick, I like your opinions on Fudas. What's your opinion on Trump? Do you mean balls or no balls on Trump? Balls every time. Terrific balls. Magnificent balls. Really? Look, I don't show them off. I don't take them out in public. That's a little weird, but they're great. I've been told by doctors. I've been told by practitioners of all kinds. Great balls. Even experts. Stormy Daniels, you may have heard of her. She knows about the balls. She loved the balls. She grabbed the balls. Frankly, she licked the balls, sucked on them a little bit. That's a different story for a different day. Maybe a different medium. You know the balls are good. The balls, of course, they're good. They're good. The big balls. Got them from my father. Great balls. Terrific balls. Okay. Let's see. That one guy says, I'd do Jenn to not eat dog shit. But if that was the false choice, I'm afraid you'd just make me do both. Damn. Chuck Ross says, you don't trust the same government that ran the Tuskegee experiment with mass rushed vaccinations? That's willfully anti-science of you. I didn't say nothing about shit. You can't pin that shit on me. Reese1 says, hey Nick, saw you picked up the book. Hope you liked it. And it's providing much humor. Yeah, I can't find it. I got it today. I put it on my dining room table and someone moved it. So I got to find it. I got another one for you if you want to watch good humor. Please search up Grant a Wish Kids touchdown gets denied and show us all that you can laugh at good, dumb humor. This. Oh, this is a joke about a Make-A-Wish kid not getting onto not making it or something. Is that what this is? I guess we can take a peek at this.
Today is 9-year-old Tommy Douglas. Tommy has lived most of his life in the hospital after being born with a potato for a heart and will undergo a heart transplant surgery next weekend. He's about as big of a traffic fan as they come, so in partnership with the Grant a Wish Foundation, both teams have agreed to come together and have Tommy run the first play of the game. And he got the handoff, and there he goes. Made a little cutback move, and it looks like he's going to go all the way.
Hey, Tommy.
Look at him go.
I love it. Good job, Tommy.
Wow.
Keep running. Good job.
This is really one of those heartwarming moments in sports where you just...
20. Oh, wrecked!
Oh, my God. That is not good.
There you go. Okay. There you go. Yes, obviously fake. Very silly. Very silly. The dance steps, that's what really got me. That's what I wanted. Amaranthus says, thanks for the entertainment as I'm working on finishing up my master's thesis into the wee hours of the morning. Cheers. Good luck, Amaranthus. 200 Watt Studio says, new principal's name is coming soon. Ironical. Ironicockle. Shane G says, did you see that the Capitol Police are opening field offices in California and Florida? Yes. Yes, I did not talk about this today. I kind of wanted to. Check out, Barnes has been talking about it. The Capitol Police are now investigating people who have, quote unquote, threatened Congress. Capitol Police belong in Washington, D.C., on the Capitol grounds, and literally fucking nowhere else. Get out, you fascist monsters. Eric D says, I heard Nick caught his kid's teacher abusing them, so he gave her a spanking. Listen, we're not talking about that. Eldon Bangley says, Randall Mealer is a hero. He took out the serial abuser Randall Mealer. Pretty based. 200 Watt Studio says, will you be doing a Matsuri panel on circumcisions? Yes. The anime guy says, the state. Let's teach kids about reproduction and rubbers. Also the state. Arrest pedos. Hey, U.S. government, stop. I can only stand too much of its stupidity. Seg162 says, living in Chicago is like playing Tuho, but in real life and without the waifus. So really, all you have is dodging bullets, which is pretty lame. Vacusimago says, Nevada legislature was overrun with literal progressive socialists. We now have hundreds of new laws, including trans bathroom iconography, critical race theory and social studies, black-only cannabis lounge licenses. RIP. Get out of Nevada. Get out of there. Amateur Ant says, had to unsub from Tug because everything he does is about Depp and Amber Turd. Couldn't take it anymore. Plus, I didn't want it in my notifications. Damn. I've tried to get into the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard cases, and I have trouble keeping interest. I really do. I think it's an important case, but it's like, I don't know the guy. And so I don't have like a connection to him. I've never been a huge, like, I like Johnny Depp just fine, but I'm not been a huge fan. So it's hard for me to keep interested in it. Wolfgang Deo says, Nick, you should stick to lawyering and live streaming. Stephen Hawking may not have a lot of social interactions, but he has time to think and consider. Nope. No, Stephen Hawking does not know how to interact with other people. Period. So him talking about social interactions is him speaking out of his expertise. Wolfgang Deo says, wait, he said people need to learn how to better social interactions. They do. And of course, the cripple would recognize that. You're overselling Stephen Hawking's opinion based on my underselling of what Stephen Hawking said. So go look up the article. Go look up the article. I don't think you'll agree with Mr. Hawking. Wolfgang, from what I know about you, I think you may have problems with his conclusions. How's that? How's that? You can go find the article. It's from like 2018 or whatever. You know, whatever year it was before he died. I think you'll probably come around to my side. I did not go super in depth into his positions that he took. But you go do you. Here. We'll get the headline. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm not going to be able to find it. It was years ago. I really don't think you're going to find... It was like the most progressive shit you could imagine because it came from literally Stephen Hawking. We're not talking about a brilliant set of opinions here. I can't find the piece right now. I'm remembering back several years, but anyway. Andrew War Snowboard says, arms are to Arms Girl as neck is to Psaki. Jenn has a friggin' slinky attached to her shoulders. Matthew L says, eventually, psychos claiming to be there to provide a vaccine will be at your door to stab you with God knows what. He also says, Fahrenheit 451, see something, say something. Saw that as an ad on YouTube this week, and Supernatural was supposed to end at season 5. Snuggle Struggle says, the 4 stages of ideological subversion, demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization. The Biden admin's playbook without question. Ghost Ravenstorm says, are you going to do a review discussion of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? No one else seems to talk about it in comparison to the movies and other Marvel shows. S.H.I.E.L.D. was good. The last season was actually very enjoyable, except they So they were bouncing through time. They were bouncing through time in S.H.I.E.L.D. And they went to the 30s and the 60s and the 80s and the 50s. And of course, they have a diverse cast of characters, and that they had a lot of woman moments, and they had a lot of black moments. And those got annoying. They broke the flow of the show. Other than that, it was very enjoyable. I enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a whole. I thought it was great. Good, fun show. A good team, good cast of characters that you cared about, good character development. Very, very often neglected thing. They developed all of the characters in great ways. But the woke moments in the last season were frustrating. They just didn't need to be there. Joshua Sanabria says, if they end up in any of the major courts in Washington, Parler will not win. Justice system in Washington is controlled by the Democratic political machine. Tom Bombethrill says, you see Psaki talking about door-to-door vax squads. Yes, right before you sent that super chat. Random Globetrotter says, Biden knelt before the president of Israel today and pledged unconditioned support. America is owned by Israel. Did he literally fucking kneel? What an embarrassment. Wolfgang Deo says, what if QAnon was wrong because they succeeded in avoiding whatever was predicted? Like Tomorrow War, just because, one future. I guess. But that would be the opposite of what they would want. Snuggle Struggle says, so many fine with political prisoners in U.S. frightening. In my honest opinion, the only way to charge the January 6th protesters is to first investigate the 2020 election. I mean, charging the January 6th protesters is simple. You charge them for what crimes you can prove, and then you afford them the due process rights that anybody similarly charged would be able to have. Most of these are minor crimes. And so for those minor crimes, they should have low bail amounts. They should have lots of leeway in not being confined and stuff like that. But nah, we'll see. Joha Wa Al-Hamar says QAnon was a pro-Trump psyop. Maybe. Snuggle Struggle says, I didn't pay much mind to whatever Q is, but I've noticed how valid concerns are now brushed under the rug because of Q. MSM loves Q, and that's obvious. Yeah, I think so. Wolfgang says, QAnon is a conspiracy theory thing like the flat earth. They're just wasting time. Not really sure who the fuck you were talking to. Anyways, who cares, lol. The person I was talking to, by the way, I don't think is actually a QAnon person. I'm just not going to out them. I'm not going to out them. But they're a quote unquote an influencer, as much as I hate that title. So Bad Vibe says, Nick, you would be better at games if you didn't have that huge honker in the way. True facts. Known Important says, just want to thank you for opening my eyes to the Me Too stuff. Ever since watching you, I've been seeing the Bill Cosby stuff differently. So thank you. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Persona Non Grata says, hey, Nick, always enjoy the show. Here's to safe travels. Peace and love to you and the family. Enjoy. Kang, thanks, I will. Anime Guy says, hey, Nick, send them the song I Want You Here by Plum. Singer made it in memory of her friends who lost their baby for one reason or another. Well, hopefully they'll see that. I'm not going to send them a particular song. Baronet says, preach your voice. Brothers and sisters, Nick doesn't believe, but the Doomslayer will come back from hell and strike down the demons among us. Super shotgun in hand, he will deliver us from the greed and gluttony of the ones who bleed us dry. So saith the Lord. Yes, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Can you get the Spirit? Can it flow through you? Can I get in you? Oh, yeah. So there you go. There you go. And CA Human says, may I promote Cyber Ninja's website in your chat? You can, except links are disabled. Links are disabled in the chat because of Chinese porn bot spammers, not anything else. So if you want to find a clever way to promote it, by all means do so. By all means do so. I have no problem with cyber ninjas. All right, guys, that's the show for tonight. I thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm going to go over to Twitch. I'm going to grab some food. We're going to have a fucking show. It'll be good times. And we'll see you over there. I hope. Until then, and until next time, it's going to be a couple days before we have a scheduled live stream. Be following your notifications. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Follow me on Locals. Even if you're not paying for Locals, there's free notifications on Locals that don't fail. They go out all the time. Follow me over there. And until next time, guys, peace. Peace. God damn it. We've got one more Justice Chat. Ryan says, what do you know of Halo? Have you played and you like? I played Halo 1, 2, and 3. YouTuber called Installation 00, building his own Gen 1 Mjolnir armor. Even has a full breakdown. Field is scientific/engineer. Understands the technology and explains like Sam Carter in SG-1, Master Chief forever. But will it have a shield? I doubt it. Mr. Bentham says, I think you missed a $20 super chat from me. Did I really? I don't think so. No, I read your condoms to 5th graders in school bathrooms. Yeah, no, I talked about it. I did see that. It's disgusting. Thank you for ruining my night, by the way. Thank you for that. And then Wolfgang Deo says, read this. There, I did all of the things. Catch you guys later. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some law-splaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitter and Erlang. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an Ardbeg, a bow, more of Lafroig. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Nairn to the hills of Glenlivet. There's no one who explains the thought better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed.